Impromptunes acknowledges that this podcast is recorded on the traditional lands of the Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging and celebrate their enduring connections to country, knowledge and stories.
Impromptunes, 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 imprompt. Do you hear the people improvising?
Good people of the world, thanks for tuning in to Impromptunes, the completely improvised musical podcast. Now here they are, the cast of Impromptunes.
G'day, it's me, Emmet Nichols, in the podcast studio again for Impromptunes, the improvised musical, starring none other than Alexia, James, Brinsley.
Call me Dolly Boo, this is me.
What is your middle name, if you're willing to share?
May.
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 Ooh, my
Like
favourite
the
month.
month.
Oh! 1, 2, 3, month. Our special skill is being able to say the word month at the same time, anytime. We also have in the studio, oh my god, that's so satisfying. We also have in the studio David Peake on keyboard. The reason I said when I mentioned the keyboard is I was wondering what David Peake's middle name is. I think it might start with the letter J, and it's James, or maybe it's Month. What's your middle name, David? Walter George.
Two.
Well, I can't be blamed for not guessing that, but I didn't realise we were in the company of royalty. But we kind of are, because we have in the studio not a month, but a man above others. His name is James J. Cutler. Hello, James, our special guest for the pod today. James, what a treat to have you in the studio.
Yeah, man, it's so good to be here.
We talked about it months ago.
Month.
Oh,
There was an S, that's what threw
yeah,
me,
that's
yeah.
why. I didn't say month. We talked about it last year when we did Lights Up on the Arts, which was a broadcast performance. You were the host, James.
I was the host,
Yeah.
and Josh Robson was the producer. And
One of our
did a fine
patrons
job.
and previous former special guest.
Of course he
of
was.
Impromptunes,
Yes, he was.
And so, yeah, how was hosting that? It must have been quite humbling for you at the time.
It was super fun, and of course we were also starved for being in the room with each other.
Yeah.
And we had this incredible group, and obviously you guys were there. And we
this
that was-
incredible group and us, guys. Did you hear what happened
I
there?
did.
Exclusive of
I
my
noticed
previous
the
name.
comma.
Nice to have so many great people, and you guys.
Yeah, as well.
Yeah, but that was amazing. And,
Yeah.
I remember we had the green room where people, when they weren't performing, were supposed to be sitting, but everyone just spilled out into the studio and just stood and watched. And we hadn't been in the presence of live
Yes.
music
It was
in so long.
delightful.
It was just an incredible vibe. So humbling in that respect, and also just the amazing caliber of the people who were in
Yeah,
the
because
room.
we had Rob Mills and Rhonda Birchmore and
Yep.
Carla Gare, who's guested on the pod
Gleason.
since. As a result, yeah, great bunch.
So many people.
But speaking of, big celebs, you must be a little bit intimidated being in the studio with Alexia and myself because, as you revealed to me just the other day, what was your top podcast of? Tell us about that.
Okay, yeah, no, this is true. Because, when Netflix, Spotify do your top podcast and all that sort of stuff, Impromptunes was my top podcast for the year.
And now here you are. Look
And
at
then
that.
here I am, I'm so starstruck.
This is lovely, and your wife probably, will have the same thing now that you're a special guest. She'll be listening to this episode on repeat,
It's an album.
I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
This
It'll
album.
be her top podcast too, but just from listening to this
one
episode on repeat.
over and
Yeah.
over again. But speaking of things that repeat, as we move towards the month of December, the advent calendar is a big thing. I actually purchased a wine advent calendar from Aldi the other day, which is so fun. Way too
Aldi
big to
wine.
fit in my fridge, so all my whites are warm. But yeah, tell us about your advent calendar journey.
Thank you, and I appreciate your segue into that. But
was smooth,
yeah,
wasn't
so
it?
this was the pandemic period from last year. I was in the Christmas spirit by about August last year. I was like, we need good stuff.
We need Christmas.
We need joy.
Christmas.
We need it now.
Yeah, I was like, well, I started a business called My Advent Venture, and I sort of put the word out. I'm creating advent calendars and had people just jump out of their seats and snap them up. And so they were super successful. And
Awesome.
I
You
decided
sold
to do
out.
it.
I couldn't get any.
Yeah,
It was
they did.
Mad.
They fully
So
sold
what
out.
makes your advent calendars so special?
Do you know what? I think because they're very personalised. There's 24 bags. You hang them up, on your mantelpiece or on your Christmas tree or whatever, and they're full of edible stuff and drinkable stuff and little pamper products and health and wellness things and little novelties and gifts. And there's a kids one that includes craft activities.
Awesome.
And you sort of get a different thing each day. And so it's just something, something different, something that people can gift to their relatives interstate.
Yeah.
Or gift themselves, given the tough year it's been.
Awesome.
People just want to, have some joy.
Well, we'll post my advent adventure.
Well, take the ad. My advent venture.
Advent venture.
Yes.
We'll post a link to that on this episode. So if you're listening to the episode now, you can click a link. Probably when this comes out, it'll be January or later, so you can
But
get in early.
pre-order.
Get in pre-orders.
You won't sell out because you'll have bought it up. And I just thought of a really cool idea, James. And it's not really an idea so much as a name, but I'm interested to know if you think there's a place in your business for Advent tunes starring the cast of Impromptunes. I don't know what it is yet, but
Hello.
the name is so good that I feel like it's worthy of exploration.
24 cast members, we come out and sing a random song.
Also, people, we're in the boxes or the
We are
bags
in
for
the
the
boxes,
month.
For the
yeah.
entire month.
For the entire month.
I'll take the first.
Yeah, I'll go second because you said first. Anyway, something to percolate. Well, thank you, James, so much for being brave and foolish enough to come on the Impromptunes podcast. Have you had much improvisation experience yourself?
No, honestly, not very much. I always, at school and university, kind of thought that I was going to do improv, and I kind of never did. I never got there.
Yeah.
And so when you were like, do you want to come on board? I was like, this is like the thing that I talked about doing, and I'm just like, I'm keen to dabble and to give it a go, but I haven't really done a whole lot.
Well, we have no doubt that you will smash it. We had a little warm-up with James just seconds ago, and I could tell he's going to be a great star, not to mention the fact that this is the second podcast we're recording with James, and he was great in the first
He's a
one.
great
That was
star.
in my entire experience in improv.
Well, great to have you, and here we are with the amazing team from Impromptunes: Alexia, Emmet, David Peake on keys, not to mention, but to mention, Hollie on tech, and we also have the special guest of James Cutler. I'm ruffling through the bowl of destiny, and I have found a very cool title, which maybe all of us could do with in our business life. The Angel Investor, the musical. It was something that was discussed at a recent episode at the time of recording, because Alexia, you had an angel investor for your Quarafit.
Zoom workouts. Yes.
I also want to acknowledge Impromptunes angel investor Nathan Bergerbest, who was very generous. I think from the US, became a fan of Impromptunes and just, did the angel investor thing. And James, perhaps my Advent venture is going to be in a similar situation. The suggestion was given to us by Papa Craig Coombesy. Love that.
Papa Craig.
Oh man, Papa Craig, yes.
Daddy Craig, yes.
So the title is The Angel Investor, the musical. We have special guest James Cutler in the studio. It is warm, so we're going to get into it. Take it away, David Peake.
Month.
Some people live a glorious life of charity and hope, caring for their fellow man and woman.
Some people live a glorious life, beauty and faith, caring for their families and babes.
Some people live a glorious life, charity and peace, prosperity, all the good things.
Some people live a glorious life, not thinking about themselves, while others just hoard their wealth. If you are not kind in your life, you'll regret it for all time. If you are not kind in your life, look out. If you are not kind of your life, you'll regret it for all time. If you are not kind in your life, look out.
If you walk around like a selfish fool, dropping everything and drooling. Walk around like a selfish fool, thinking that you rule.
If you walk around like a skinflint, walk around like a miser. But then something goes wrong, well, that thing, it would surprise ya.
If you walk around and you make all the rubbish, always going and causing so much trouble. If you're gonna be so mean, your life is going to be obscene.
If you walk around hurting everyone you pass and thinking that this behavior won't last. If you walk around always being a big meanie, you'll never get your wish, you're not a genie. If you're not kind in your life,
you'll regret it for all time.
If you're not kind in your life,
look out.
if you're not kind in your life, you'll regret it for all time.
If you're not kind in your life, look out. A pound of flesh for a pound of gold. That's just one sight that the dead behold.
a pound of flesh, and then your soul. They'll take it from you and you'll not be whole.
A pound of flesh, you'll give an inch. If you don't be good, you'll turn into the Grinch.
A pound of flesh, if you could be so rude as to hoard all your wealth like some duck-looking Scrooge. If you're not kind in your life, you'll regret it for all time. If you're not kind in your life, look out.
If you're not kind in your life,
You'll regret it for your time. If you're not kind in your life, look out. Look out. Oh, please, grandfather, please. As you know, my wife is 9.5 months pregnant, and we just need a little bit of guarantorism to secure property for the family.
Let me tell you something there, Rodney. I'm not interested in a thing you've got to say at this point in time.
Oh, please, grandfather. Well, you know they do say you can't take it with you.
You never invited me to the wedding anyway.
I did invite you. You just said the invitations weren't ornate enough for your classiness. You said they needed to be on 3-ply paper.
Well, I'm very
What?
fussy about paper, you see. Paper is what makes the world turn.
Oh, yes, money paper. Of course you would say that, grandfather.
Not just money paper, checks.
Oh,
Paper that your invoices are written on, receipts.
this is the thing, grandfather. You're so far in the past. You know, e-banking's where it's all at these days.
Rodney, you're talking way too far in the future, and that's not something I've got much of.
Oh, I'm sorry, grandfather. I've been selfish. I learnt from the best.
I feel that was a dig in some way.
Dig. That's a timely word.
Rodney,
Grandfather.
no, that was my intro, and you just
Oh, no.
jumped right over the top of it. I
Well-
was poised to say something very profound, and you just talked.
Well, you
Hold on, Rodney.
tend to...
Rodney, time is getting away from me. I'm not long for the world, so listen carefully. I've got a thing to say, and take it to heart. A precious pearl of wisdom I want to impart. Keep your wealth, lock it up, save it for a rainy day. Because there are people, greedy people, miserly nephews and such, who'll want to take it away. You might lock it in a safe, lock it in the pantry, in the biscuit tin. You might lock it in the closet. But as long as you go to the grave with it all as yours, well, it's quite a good deposit. Rodney, I don't think I've got much strength. So all I'll do is repeat what I said to you before, but I want you to repeat it back to me.
Sure, Grandfather, if that will make you happy.
I think it will. Keep your wealth.
Keep your wealth.
Hide it away.
Hide it away.
Make it yours today.
Today.
If someone asks you
Someone asks
to
you
give it
to
away,
give it away.
resist the itch
Resist the
and stay rich.
and stay rich.
Keep your wealth. Keep your wealth.
To yourself, Grandfather. Grandfather. And then, Valora, he just disappeared into a complete puff of cloud. It was hilarious.
I know, and he tried to take his money with him.
Oh my God, they're so funny, aren't they? It's like, you know when you had a pet goldfish when you were back on Earth, Valora?
Yes, I had a pet goldfish.
They just never
Freddie.
learn anything. And
They
then
forget everything in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Humans take like 80 years if they're lucky.
Same sort of thing, right?
It's wild.
I just think they're such a low life form. I love having these little games with them.
It's just so funny watching them die.
And then when they come and they're like, no, I never thought it would happen to me.
I know, and then like we write down all the bad things they do and they
Yeah.
have to read it out
Yeah,
loud.
and it's like, oh my God, I didn't know I did so many bad things.
Like humans
but
are the
women,
worst.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they're so
terrible.
bad.
Because when you think about it, like, you know, we do bad things from time to time, but no one ever just like reads us every single bad thing we've ever done at
Yeah,
once.
that's the best thing
A
about
parking
being an
ticket,
angel.
or the time that you wet your pants, or the time that you stole $5.
It's just wild. The book of regrets.
Yeah, oh my God, imagine if someone turned to flip the script on us.
I know, you're such a bad angel.
No.
You're a
Oh, you
angel.
too, Valora. You're a naughty angel. Oh, here comes a new one.
Ooh.
What is this place?
Business as usual,
All
right,
right,
Valora?
I'll do the welcome.
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 I'll do the backing welcome, you know,
Okay.
like the echo, the kind of spiritual echo that we do.
Yeah, I love that. We
Yeah,
practice that.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I've stood here for a
Practice that. I'm
decent...
sorry.
I've stood here for a decent 20 seconds and not a single one of you has explained to me where I am, what's going on.
Time is meaningless up here. Just relax, darling.
Like literally, you're in a void of nothingness.
Nothingness.
But welcome to
Welcome
the afterlife.
This
First of all, we're going to welcome you with our little song.
Okay, but don't take too long.
Oh, time is irrelevant here, baby. Just chill.
The song goes for about 45 minutes.
40, but it will feel like 3.
Yeah, we'll cut to the 44th minute, the big ending.
And that will feel like 3, even though it's 1 minute. Time
right.
is meaningless here.
Welcome to the afterlife where everything is meaningless.
Welcome to the afterlife where you can be your very best.
You can be as bad as you want and no one's keeping count.
You can keep account if you like, but it doesn't matter the amount, 'cause you're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again. You're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again. Sing it with us. You're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again. You're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again. Welcome to the afterlife where your past deeds don't matter much at all.
Welcome to the afterlife where everything is so much fun.
Welcome to the afterlife where everything is a little bit strange.
Welcome to the afterlife where we're gonna let loose and get deranged.
In heaven,
You'll be here again
and again and again.
You're in heaven.
You'll be here again and again and again.
And again and
You're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again. You're in heaven. You'll be here again and again and again and again and again.
Salvador, I think that welcome went really good. It was really smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got the repeat chorus pretty well.
nailed it.
Is this something that you subject every single person who arrives here to?
Well, someone's still got some of their mortal hang-ups, don't they?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm rather put out. You see, I've got a large amount of money somewhere. I can't find for the life of me where I put it. Where is
Well,
it?
I've got it right here in this cloud bag.
Go on, give it me. Give
Yeah,
it me.
why don't you try and grab it? Oh,
Come on.
What's that? My hands have gone straight
What?
through.
I don't understand.
Oh, I'm a mere dead mortal, not an angel, and I can't touch heavenly currency.
I feel like there's a great joke going on between the
Oh,
two.
yeah.
but I'm
No,
not-
why don't I give it to Valora? You hold it, and now try and grab
Are
it.
you going to get the joke or are you too serious?
You two are fussing with me, and I don't like it at all.
Well, here's the thing. You know the saying, you can't take it with you?
Yes.
We can. You see what happens when people die? We take all of their their mortal currency, and we turn it into heavenly currency. And now, it's yours, in a way.
Well, if it's mine, then I expect you to give it to me.
Well, give is the perfect word here, James, because that's exactly what you can do. It's the only thing you can do with this money.
I'm not interested in your silly little games, you two. I am an established investor back in my life on Earth, and I wish to return there.
Did
if
you
don't
say
mind.
am?
Yes.
Do you mean amped? Am not? Because you were an investor. Now you're just a decomposer. Have a look. There you are.
It is a rigid, pale version of myself,
Not-
with absolutely no one gathered around mourning. What? I don't understand. Are you trying to tell me that I'm now deceased?
We have this sort of thing happen all the time, don't we, Valora?
People seem to struggle to realize that they're dead. Sorry, you're dead. First step is going to really help. What we do is we look through your book of regrets.
Well, where is this book of regrets?
Well, we'll need to get the heavenly forklift in. Beep, 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 beep. Your book of regrets is blank. It's huge, but it's blank. Because you don't have any regrets, do you?
Absolutely
James.
not a single one.
No.
And why should I?
Well, why is your book so big?
Well,
If-
I'm sure I don't know.
No? Are you sure? Because maybe if we have a little look-see-doodle, you might find who you want to give some of this heavenly currency to. Let's take it back to boarding school.
Not St. Shelford's Academy.
St. Shelford's Academy for rich and well-educated boys. Here we are. Let's go now.
I remember St. Shelford's Academy very well when I was a little boy running around with all of my little friends and playing pranks on my headmistress.
You'll never catch me, James. You're so slow. James, can we play that game again?
I don't know if I want to play that game with you. I've got so much other stuff that I want to do today.
You never play with us anymore.
Well, that's because my father scolded me very strongly and told me that I should spend all my days preparing and getting ahead of all of you by working alone in the maths classroom.
I don't want to see you playing with that Dorothy anymore. You need to focus on your studies, my boy. You understand me?
But Father, Dorothy is my friend.
Dorothy is a woman. They are feeble-minded and money-wasting. You can find yourself a wife when you are well established in a financial sense.
I understand, Dad. Thank you.
All right.
So you see, Dorothy, that's why I'm spending all of my time working in the maths classroom, even when you're outside running around at lunchtime. I am getting ahead of the game.
Well, I just can't be friends with someone who's just sitting in a maths room counting fake money and abacuses all the time.
All right, you two. Always making a mess of me yard.
I'll just run in the yard by myself now, so it'll be less messy.
No, I love a bit of mess, me. You see, my job is to clean up the yard, and without you two fussicking around, I wouldn't have anything to clean. You make me worthwhile. It's a shame to see your friendship disappear.
Well, I've got more important things that I need to worry about. For example, learning how the world of commerce operates.
You want to learn about how the world works. You need to learn the ways of the other sex.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean,
Well.
groundskeeper Eduardo.
Well, I can tell you a thing or two. If you tend to your lawn, you'll never be alone, because a lawn can grow. You see what I mean?
Is this a metaphor?
Yes, it is. It can grow every day if you treat it in the right way. Water, you simply water. It can grow and flourish and thrive and grow. Grow and flourish and survive. I know it can grow and flourish and thrive and grow. It can grow and flourish and survive. I know. Wow, it would have been very different for you if you had treated your friend Dorothy differently, wouldn't it? Isn't that right,
so
Laura?
different. And then we go to that prom where you really let her down. She was standing on that step with that corsage.
Oh, please don't take me to the prom, angels. Please don't take me
we'll
to
take you
the...
to your prom.
I always
James.
hated this music.
James, will you dance with me?
Dorothy, I would dearly love to.
Put the Monopoly money back in your pocket and just dance with me.
Dorothy, listen, you don't understand. I know that you want me to dance. I know I should have learnt the steps and I never did. I'm not going to dance with you tonight, Dorothy.
Are you going to dance with me any night?
No.
Hey, you two, I had to chaperone this event. I know it's unorthodox to see me in my three-piece suite, I think it might be called, but how do you think I look?
You look quite dashing, actually.
Well, thank you very much. What's that? You're not going to take this beautiful, lovely lady for a dance?
Well, I don't think that I'm quite equipped for that kind of thing, you see.
You know why? You know why you're not equipped?
Go on.
You had your head in books all the time. You should have had your head in nooks.
Nooks, not books.
Nooks, not books. You know, it's like a pot plant, right? You got to treat it right. It can grow and flourish and thrive and grow and flourish and survive. I know it can grow and flourish and thrive and grow. It can grow and flourish and survive. I know. Take her for a spin, man.
Dance with
All right,
me.
Eduardo. I will take your advice.
I am a chaperone after all.
Dance with you. Come on, Dorothy.
We're dancing! This
We're
is
dancing.
amazing!
I must say, I never really conquered anything beyond the step shuffle.
Oh, well, the step shuffle's pretty good. I can teach you more. I can teach you to dance and grow and thrive. I know to grow and thrive
and survive. I know you can grow and flourish and thrive and grow and flourish and survive. I know. Well, that would have been great if you had just kept on dancing forever, wouldn't it, Valora?
It would have been great if you hadn't sawn a penny on the floor and picked it up
In the
and
middle of the dance and tripped her over.
she broke her leg.
Her knickers were exposed to everybody. Her
She
legs
was
were
concussed.
broken. And then she had a very turgid medical history from.
Oh, it was
But
awful.
imagine how much worse it would have been if I had left the penny on the ground and not actually picked it up.
Well, that's right. You invested that penny, and it was a very rare one indeed. That's where your wealth began, isn't it?
It was my best investment.
It's very interesting there, James. You see, as we've been remembering this, if you look at your book, the text is starting to write a few pages.
Why, you're exactly right.
What's that
thinking
regret
you're-
you can see there, James? We didn't think there were any in this giant empty book.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. I don't believe it's regret. I think it's just thinking about other possibilities that could have unfolded in my life.
What does it say? I regret.
I regret what I did when I picked up the money. I regret what I did. It wasn't funny. Dorothy, what became of you? I'm sure I do not know. But Dorothy, if I had stayed with you, my life, how different it would go. Choices, we all make choices. And you hear the voices. Choices, we all make choices. And you hear the voices. Choose
and flourish and survive.
That's Penny, not Dorothy.
Dance with me.
Choices.
Dance with me.
Angel, you have taken me to a very dark place indeed. A very sad, very painful time. I don't wish to be here a moment longer. Take me away, please.
Well,
take me somewhere else fun and frivolous and exciting instead.
Sure. Let's take it to your grand party, your 40th birthday.
The merriest time of my life.
That's right. You had a bunch of different philanthropists and investors and financiers at that party.
It was an absolutely riveting arrangement of personalities, I
Let's
assure
cut to
you.
some of your conversation now. Well, James, I must say this is a fine cognac. Vintage 49, is it?
Absolutely, that is one of the finest that I have in my entire collection, and it's all yours, Governor.
Well, thank you so much for busting it out for me. This tastes like swill. Disgusting.
James!
You'll never be enough for our hoi polloi.
James, oh boy, give me a cigar!
Oh, Grant, it's so lovely to see you. Thank you so much for attending my party. You're just in time for the game.
Oh, but I want to try your cigar first.
Well, cigars, yes.
You don't have any cigars.
Well, no, I assure you I
Oh,
can find
this
some
is
How
cigars.
embarrassing. What a terrible party. And of course, that's when you met your lady love, didn't you? She was a very upstanding member of society. Let's cut to the conversation of your first meet.
You just had to bring me there, didn't you, Angel?
Oh, yes. Oh, we love it, don't we, Valora?
I love seeing them squirt.
Well, this is a little bit of an awkward chat.
Hoity-toity, picking a boyke. Hoity-hoity, hoity.
Oh, Mildred, it's so lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming to my party.
Oh, look, I was dragged along. But the invoice should be paid by midnight for me to be here, correct?
Could you just quietly, please?
You're paying me to be here.
Thank you very much. Just a moment, if you wouldn't mind. I'm just going to.
Did I overhear you say it's a pain to be here? I agree that it's a pain to be here.
He's
What
paying
a
me to
terrible
be
party.
here.
No, Governor, please, just a moment.
Oh, yes.
I would love to continue the conversation with you, but if you wouldn't mind, if we could meet just a moment later, please.
You have 30 seconds to impress me.
30 seconds. Well, it is always, Calm down. Help! I'm being robbed over here! Ladies and gentlemen, the party is now ended! Unfortunately.
Oh.
This is the
It'd be
worst
just
party.
like James to let riffraff like that into a place like this. Well, that wasn't a very nice memory, was it there, James?
And you remember that as like one of the best nights of your life.
Yeah.
You just had to rub my nose in that terrible event, didn't you?
Perhaps maybe we could return to a memory that you're not so fond of, which was when your grandson first brought his lovely lady home. You remember that? It was Christmas 5 years ago.
La 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 la.
Angel, yes, I do recall that rather vivid memory of young Bobby and his new lady, also called Bobby.
Well, grandfather, she's on her way. I'm just really excited for you to meet her.
Bobby, listen. I'm not interested in what Bobby might bring to this family.
Why?
I believe in financial investment, and I do not believe that a common puppeteer could bring anything noteworthy to this family.
Grandfather, you haven't seen her act. Her ventriloquist act. It's a musical. It's like 5 different characters. It's amazing. It's going to make you laugh.
Well, in that case, you better come out right now and impress me,
All
because
she
I am
needs-
on the way out.
She just needs some like a grant or funding or something. Oh, here she is. Hey, Bobby, this is my grandfather, James.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Howdy-hoo! Pointy, pointy,
So
pointy.
good. Oh. Wait till you see her entire routine.
You don't know if it's my voice or my voice. You don't know if it's me or if it's gonna be me. I play 5 characters and they are effortless. We have Zeke Count and she's hoity and she's so hot. The child and he's so happy to be here all the time. We've got the governess who always has her crown on her head. And don't forget the gangster, he just can't get out of bed. And these are all my characters and they are quite a dream. Everything is great with these 5 vocal teams. We have quite a character and everything's a dream. The only thing I'm missing, yes, the only thing I'm missing, yes, the only thing I'm missing is a little bit of financial support.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's the thing.
Oh, I see exactly where this is going. You want me to financially invest in this young lady, don't you?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing that could happen, Grandfather. Wait till you see the 4 other characters she was workshopping in the rehearsals.
They're not quite finished, but they're really quite good. They could take you into the woods. Everything about these lovely characters is gonna be quite unearthly. And then there's the 4th one, the best one that I've practiced all my life. This is the moment that I'm gonna do it right. Hello.
It's sort of like a creepy wombat.
Yes, but does she have to be so close to me when she does that?
Oh, Grandfather, I don't understand. What happened to your sense of humour? You told me about some of your childhood tales with that friend of yours, Dorothy.
Dorothy? That's a name I've not thought of in a very long time.
Yeah, you said that she did all sorts of voices as well. Remember you told me about her? She had like these 4 characters that she used to do. 4 completely different ones to the 8 that Bobby does.
Come on, James. It's lunch break in high school. Let's go have a little play.
Oh, are we going to do that song again where you do all those characters?
Yes, we're going to do the song, and this is my favorite number 1 voice. It's pretty good. Everything about this voice gets me in the mood. I really want you to dance with me. Won't you dance with me in the playground? Dance with me. Itchy sunshine, go the cool. Wee wee.
But Grandfather, you said that you also had 4 characters back then. You were so inspired by Dorothy that you had 4 of your own.
Well, I did. The first was this guy, and he liked to dance and march. And the second was this guy, and he kind of did his French thing under the French arch. And then there was this guy who liked to make all kinds of silly mistakes. He was a chef, and he liked to cook. And why don't you look at the 4th guy? Just look. This is the 4th guy. This is a very special voice. This is the pinnacle of my performance.
Wow. It's really, really moving stuff. I just think you were such a fun guy back then. Yes, you were a fun guy back then, weren't you? Back when.
You're reminding me of all of the jolly times in my life. The jolly times that I must say I somewhat regrettably pushed aside.
Look at the book, it's filling up.
Every single page is completely written on. This is insane.
All the regrets of your life.
There are so many regrets.
And you know, when the last page is filled, you get 1 angel wish.
1 angel wish.
And you get to give your heavenly currency to whatever industry you like.
Or maybe a person.
Maybe a particular industry professional.
All right, angels, I am ready to make my final decision.
Already? Oh my God.
Most people take an eternity because
Yeah.
time is meaningless up
Yeah,
here.
so it doesn't.
Well,
actually-
maybe it did take me an eternity and we just don't know. See, now I know
Now
how
you're
time
getting
Oh,
works.
the
now he's a
idea.
bad
Welcome to
angel.
the
You're
party.
a bad angel too.
Angels, can you answer one question for me?
Of course.
Whatever happened to Dorothy?
Well, I think you know the answer to that. Let's have a look.
Dance with me. Everyone in this hospital room is dancing for me. This one last time as I take my haggard last breaths.
Angel, what if I want to invest in someone who's about to die? What happens then?
Well, it's your money.
In that case, I want to invest it in the puppetry school.
We knew that you would.
I want to support the arts.
Yes.
Yes! That's the first person to say that in all of history.
It's never happened before. You are a renegade. You are a pioneer.
You're a game changer.
You are filling up all the parts of my being with such spirit and such joy. We should all give to the arts industry. Oh, this feels so wonderful.
Open up your heart and give to the arts. Open up your heart and give to the arts.
You're the first guy in all of history to donate all of his spare money to a group known as the minority. You're a pioneer, and we love to see.
Open up your hearts and give to the arts. Open up your hearts and give to the arts. You just started a brand new verse. You're the first one to open their purse. You're gonna help us find a space in which that we can rehearse. Open up your hearts and give to the arts. Open up your hearts and give to the arts.
And I feel lighter, and I feel brighter, giving all these things. When you open up the purse strings to the people who dances and sings.
And James, look over there. It's a little bit unearthly. Look who's just arrived. It's your love, Dorothy.
Dorothy, oh Dorothy.
James, oh my God. You opened up your heart.
Open up your heart and give to the arts. Open up your heart and give to the arts. Open up your heart.
Open up your heart.
Give to the
Give to the
arts.
arts. Open up your heart. Give to the arts.
Give to the arts. Give to the arts. Open up your heart and give to the arts. Open up your heart and give to the arts.
Give to the arts. Give to the artists. Give to the puppeteers. Give to the sex workers. Give to everyone who's a creative. Give to them all, and they can live and live and
Open up your heart. Give to the arts. Open up your heart and give and give and give to the arts. Well, What an amazing suggestion from Papa Craig Coombesy, the angel investor, the musical. James Cutler, thank you so much for playing with us. It was such a treat.
That was super fun. Thank you so much for having me.
So great. What a range of characters. What a talented actor you are.
So many hats in one room. Alexia, what was that? 9 characters in 20 seconds.
It was probably about 3.
But many hats, though.
Many hats.
Now, I felt like I pimped you both really brutally in those songs. Alexia, you were amazing with all those characters you did. And
Yeah, let's hear 4 from you right now.
Yeah, right now.
And 5 more.
And it does remind me of a story that I've heard about you guys, which we might talk about as a little bit of bonus content.
Ooh.
Which is, maybe not, I don't know if we have time, which is about...
Just leave him hanging.
James, you directed Alexia in a really interesting moment in Gilligan's Island.
Yes, we actually talked about this on the podcast with Josh Monahan.
I recall.
And he was like, I remember the direction of the intricate orgasm.
The orgasm.
Yeah. It was directed very well.
It was...
very specific.
It was a very, very specific orgasm.
You knew what you wanted.
It's important that we do.
And if you know what you want and it's to give to the arts, well, we've got one bit of advice for you because we do have a Patreon. Open up your hearts and give to the arts. Open up your hearts and give to the arts. Open up your hearts and give to the arts. Open up your hearts and give and give and give to the arts. Well, I just gave my heart and soul to the last pod, Hollie.
You absolutely did, but do you know who I want to give my heart and soul to?
The people of Melbourne.
That's right.
In the form of improvised musical theatre.
Exactly, because from the 31st of March to the 24th of April, we are performing once again live.
Theatre in Melbourne. It's going to be fantastic. The Comedy Festival is back, and so are we.
We haven't been here since last year, so come and check us out at 7:20 p.m. at Trades Hall 22. Brand new, completely improvised musicals named by you.
Last year we sold out and we had to put on a couple of more musicals.
So you better book quickly. Tickets available on our website or from Ticketmaster.
Thank you for being a friend.